Hello, everybody. Stu Smith and Jeff Nichols here with Tactical Fitness Report, and this is going to be part 3 of our recovery series. And when we broke this down originally, it was pre-workout, during the workout. Now we're talking about post-workout. And this one, I'm afraid we're probably going to have to break this one up into several different parts as well. But what we'll do here is just make a huge laundry list for all of you guys to be able to check or try out, see if it works for you on all the different
investigation.
Yeah, all the different ideas and methods out there and gear you can get to help you recover from your previous workout. But also, what do we do? Is a post-workout is also a preparation for the next workout. So you got to think of it that way too. So, let's start off with the big 3, I think, are the natural ones. You need sleep. And then these are in order of importance, I would say. Sleep, food, and water.
Yep.
Those are the big 3. You can't recover without those 3 things.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of one of the jokes I've said it on here once, but we could arguably, and this is not a contradiction, but it goes to the joke we used to say. It's like we would add water with the food, right? Sleep and eat, right? And then lift. Like training is the other, so sleep, eat, and lift stands as SEALs, what SEAL stands for. And we say, well, in the recovery side, the lifting is really kind of what we're going to go over today. So, but the number one important things can't emphasize enough is all of the stuff that we're about to go through is moot point if if all the 3 things that Stu just said are not, let me back this up. If any of the 3 things that Stu has mentioned, sleep, eating, and hydration, are being limited or they're being under-consumed, basically this rest of this list is moot point anyway.
Yeah.
Like it really is. So I'm not being dramatic.
Yes.
You could use extensive anabolics and get in a freaking hibernation tank and use all sorts. And if you're only on 3 hours of sleep, you're screwed. Like you're not going to heal. You're not going to recover it the way that you can. So,
yes.
But the argument then is like, well, the things that we're about to list can be a mechanism for some things to get into better recovery and sleep. So I'm not saying don't do these if you're not sleeping. I'm saying still sleep is the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're having a hard time recovering, first, take a look at these 3 things. Like I said, food, sleep, and water. And within those things, here are the key ingredients that you need. Right? If you're going to drink water and you're sweating profusely, you're going to need your electrolytes, mainly sodium, but also potassium, magnesium. That will also help you sleep better later on too, right? So being able to balance all those out. Antioxidants, absolutely a great tool to have. And you can eat these in your fruits, your vegetables, but if you need to supplement, all the antioxidants, let's name some of them: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, beta carotene. Right? Those are the big ones I know. I mean, those
are the primary ones.
Yeah, those primary ones.
Yeah, maybe B vitamins.
Right.
B12, niacin.
Yeah.
So the reason why vitamins, folks, and seems kind of arbitrary, and he said antioxidants. If you don't know what antioxidants are, think of this: cell preservation. Right? The membrane around the cell themselves, basically your mitochondria, the energy systems, right, of those cells, they need essentially these vitamins to keep toxins, things we breathe or we touch, we come in contact. Once they get into the bloodstream, they get spread out, disseminated. And these vitamins go in there and basically would become the wingman essentially for all these cells. So those poisons essentially we breathe and touch inadvertently or on purpose, right?
Yeah. And produced just from stress.
For sure. Yep. Think cell health, right? We keep you healthy inside, the outside will reflect that. That's what antioxidants that's my generic.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Look up the word free radicals.
There we go.
And what's going on through your body, whenever you are either putting your body under stress through rigorous training or just stress from everyday life.
Exactly.
Another thing that I haven't made in my list yet is omega-3s. It's going to help you with inflammation, which comes from stress. You can battle that inflammation. But protein in the amino acids, that is for pure muscle recovery, right? And once again, this can all be handled with foods that you eat to a degree.
Yep, to
right?
agree. Yep.
And, you know, if you want to optimize that, sure, there are some great products out there that will enable you to, optimize your recovery. Like I said, vitamins, multivitamins, antioxidant type vitamins. I mean, there's other things, go to Thorne, check out, this is just
the Mariva,
curcumin.
Curcumin, yep. Primary curcumin, which comes from capsaicin, which is red pepper, right? It's there we go, Recovery Pro. So that one, I don't know if you, I'll send you the article. A friend of mine named Troll Subin, who's been friends with guys from Thorne for a long time as well. An article was just written about that very specific protein and its cellular preservation while you sleep.
Yeah.
That very particular product has had some research done on it, and it's been so positive that the research is just going, yep, that's the one. You should be taking that one before you go to bed.
Yeah,
I do.
I don't know if you can see that, but some of the ingredients that are in here, you have protein, not a massive amount of proteins.
Is it 12 grams or 16?
13 grams. I mean, with some milk, you're going to.
But if you look at the ingredients, that's why. So look.
Yeah. Take a look at the rest of the ingredients are magnesium, sodium, potassium. Remember our electrolytes, right? Our GABA.
It's a one-stop shop for a lot of you. Right?
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is all about helping you recover. But yeah, check out those articles because they are on Thorne website as well. They got some great articles. I'm doing some research right now on another product that also help you with recovery, and that's hemp oil, CBD oil. Right?
Yep.
Got some of this.
Yep.
Star Spangled supplements.
Yep. Cool. Out of San Diego. Again, I've used them now and Stu as well. I guess I've been using them now for almost 6 months. And I've tried different. They all work pretty, I mean, as far as I can anecdotally tell, they work about the same. The new one that they just came out with, 3,500 milligrams.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly. It's not euphoric like THC, but I'm telling you right now, if you take that 3,500 milligrams, I tripled the dose the other day just to see, because it's like, now let me be very, very clear on this, folks. I'm willing to experiment with certain things to purposely see what too much is, because there's the one backside for sure that's too much CBD will do. It'll give you diarrhea. Yeah. So I'm trying to find, based off of my body weight and meal, like, if I triple this serving and it gives me diarrhea, I'm like, well, don't need it. It's not going to hurt me.
Right.
But I want to know. Yeah. Right. So I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying, like, if you look at the milligrams dosage on these things, sometimes higher is better, but there is a real limitation.
You know what I'm going to show you right now? This is one of my favorite go-to recovery meals in a crunch. Now, I always want to say that, in a crunch, because sometimes you just don't have access to all your stuff. Yeah, right? You're away, you've been busting it out all day, and you're just tired, you're dehydrated. You know you need electrolytes, but you're not at home to grab them, right? This right here. You know what I do? I treat dehydration like I have the flu. You ever have the flu and you get the chicken noodle soup and you're like, I feel so much better. Well, you know why? Because you're crapping and throwing up all of your electrolytes.
Yep. Look at the sodium on that That's why.
Yeah, look on the back of this thing. This thing has
sodium. How many servings? 2.5 servings?
2.5 servings, right? This little can, 410 milligrams per serving of sodium, 360 milligrams of potassium.
Yeah.
Right, and it's got about 10 grams of protein. It's got good fats in it as well as, saturated, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, a little bit of cholesterol, but,
cholesterol. Here's the deal. Cholesterol, what is it? The CDC has pulled cholesterol off as like
absolutely
carcinogen.
I mean, it's a hormone maker. You're going to make a lot of your hormones with
for folks that are yours and my age and that demographic. Everyone, like, we all remember, the talk of cholesterol's the devil. And it's like, don't eat egg yolks. Now egg whites has been pulled off now egg whites are listed as a 0 quality food, right? You could eat as many as you want, and there's really no value other than diarrhea. So the yolk is where it's at, right? Mark my word, here in the next year and a half, you'll be able to, I bet there's places you probably already can, like where you can buy egg whites everywhere. You're going to be able to buy yolks.
Yeah. Yeah. I just buy regular eggs.
Same. That's what I do. Yeah. But the same. So on that Campbell's soup too, if you don't want to go that route, which is the same route, but it's a little bit, it's not having to deal with a can, is you can buy like the little cardboard box of bone broth or chicken broth or whatever it is. Same idea.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. So that, like I said, I just wanted to make a quick list of some of the immediate things that you can do to help you. And these are easy. Like I said, most of these were in food. Yeah. There's a few vitamins and, minerals in here that we discussed, but for the most part, all of this can be sitting right on your kitchen counter when you walk in from that workout and start recovering from your training.
As soon as you can. Yeah.
Now, there's some other things we're going to list off real quick, and we're not going to go into a lot of detail, but in the future podcast, we'll expand upon all of these. Let's talk about gear, right? Obviously, foam rollers, my number one, I would think, and your car buffer. Love the car buffer.
Yep.
That's a godsend. I'm telling you, I love it.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Especially at its cost.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's mobile too. I think because if I'm not mistaken, well, I mean, it could be mobile because you just get the little adapter for your car.
Well, I have one in my car.
Yeah.
And I have one in my living room. So I don't even have to unplug the one in my living room. It's right there. I sit down in my chair and
go for it, right? And so, you have other vibration technology. You do have Hyper Ice and some other companies make the vibrating foam rollers and the vibrating spheres.
Yep.
I also Power Plate. I've always been a big fan of Power Plate. You can get your personal model for about $1,500, and then you can get all the medical ones are.
Yeah, if you go to a really good gym
that
has it, probably physical therapy type gym, they would probably have those things, but.
Yeah, my old gym hat, we got a used one from actual Power Plate company at a much cheaper price, which was totally worth it. And then you get their vibration stuff. You have like a Theragun, which is a far more expensive version of the buffer.
It's basically a jigsaw with a lacrosse ball on the end of it.
Yep. There's a couple companies now that are making one much, much cheaper now and with better attachments. My massage therapist here has one. I forget the name, so I apologize. But that's the beauty of a lot of these. So it all stems from the DPMS or DMS or whatever it's called, $3,500. Like, it's good. It's bulletproof. But $3,500 because it's a medical device.
Let's think of some less expensive gear. Let's think about your compression pants.
Yeah, so definitely a good compression pant is worth its weight, certainly.
Or sleeves, some kind of sleeve if you don't want to go with the whole pants.
Here's the reality, folks. Here is the God's honest truth. A compression garment can only work from wrist to shoulder and hip to ankle. Right? There's no compression garment for your stomach, your chest, for posture. It's not feasible because you can't anchor the shoulders without really constricting your breathing.
Right.
Right. All these support things across the shoulder and the KT tape and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to pass on that. Yeah.
I've tried the KT tape in the past, and I think at best what it reminds me of, or I shouldn't say reminds me of anything. It reminds me that I'm hurt.
Yes. It's proprioception.
Yeah, exactly. So it goes right across where I'm hurt. And when I move, I feel the tape on there, and it just reminds me maybe I shouldn't move so much.
The question is, can it, I won't go down this rabbit hole. Can it provide some support? It depends on where you're at, because if you're able to actually anchor that joint in a way, especially like a wrist or an elbow, you might, but a shoulder, you're going to have to put so much tape on that shoulder. I get it, man. There are going to be plenty of PTs that are like, well, I got it, man. But at the end of the day, unless you can anchor a muscle to a bone, which you're not able to do that with KT tape. You're anchoring skin to skin around an articulating joint. Okay. Is it going to provide some support? It will, because you're going to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Proprioception, kinesthetic awareness, the awareness of space and time. as you or something is touching you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but see, that's the beauty of compression garments is because it circles the entire long bone. That's why it works, because it can go all the way around.
Right.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So that's why. So
how about some other compression devices? I know you have a couple of devices.
I have a Pneumatic. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's.
And what are those? They are, because I haven't used that one yet.
Yeah, it's pneumatic. It's air.
Okay.
It was started in
kind of like a G suit for a pilot.
Very similar, very, very similar. Yeah, as far as its mechanism, right? So it was started by the Israeli military, a female surgeon, for recovery post-surgery or injury. Well, like many things in the sports world, we pull from the medical to give post-trauma of physical activity the same sort of care. So Normatec is truly there's companies out there that are like Normatec, and they aren't. Normatec is the gold standard, and there's no one even close.
Right.
So Normatec's the way to go. And that's about the extent. Well, we could lump in there a compression technology, kind of not restricted blood flow. We could do restricted blood flow, and but that's something entirely different. Well, that's worth covering something else. So just sure. Be Strong is the company.
Yeah.
The letter B - strong, or Katsu, Kaatsu. Katsu is the first. Be Strong is the second, and it's better. Let's see here. That's about it for compression that I can think of, or some restricted blood flow type category.
You know, something I also forgot on the natural side is ice.
Yes.
Whether it is ice packs or ice baths, cold water therapy. Yeah.
So the best ice bags I've seen is by a company called Skins, who also they don't make a compression garment really. They say they do. They make tights.
Yeah.
But they have a cold sleeve that's a couple.
Oh yeah. I love that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So super, super good for that ice and stuff. And then I guess maybe we can so then we can go into ice baths, or am I skipping ahead too fast?
No. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm trying to kind of categorize it.
We're going to be general. Yeah.
Yeah. So certainly when we're talking about ice or water, folks, just keep this in mind. And the same thing can be for, like, we're going to get into acupuncture and some other things in the future. So just as Stu and I go over some of the things, keep this in mind. As we get into things where you're submerging yourself in water or using needles for acupuncture or whatever it may be, if you're non-compliant, like you're deathly afraid of needles or you hate water, it's very likely that those modalities you're going to stress you out before they will recover you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're like, I freaking hate water, I hate ice water, you might want to think about something else, like a float tank, something that's not so cold. Or, if you want to try cold, but you don't want to get wet, maybe cryo.
There you go.
It's worth, because like, well, I really think no cold's good for me, but I don't want to get wet. So let's start with cryo, see if you positively respond and go, well, that wasn't so bad. Then maybe we try some cold water.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
So what else you got, Stu?
How about on the hot side?
Yeah. Big fan, right?
Yeah.
IR sauna.
IR sauna. How about regular sauna? Warm water sauna?
I like them, but what I like to do is use it. Again, this is just me. I like to use saunas as just like I don't like to get super hot. Yeah. I know, getting them really, really hot and talking about heat reactive proteins, and that's another topic. But the way I like to use saunas, this seems the best for me, is hot sauna for like until I'm just hot and sweaty. And then I walk out, and this is how I learned from the University of Iowa wrestling team. So when they're cutting weight, it gives them a break. So they get really, really hot in their sauna, and as soon as you walk out, you're in the shower area. Take a cool shower, not cold. Like, it could be room temperature or even body temperature, and it's going to feel cold.
Oh, yeah.
Stay in there for a minute or two. Get back in the sauna for 5 or 6 minutes hot. Get out. Get in the 80-degree. It's going to feel cold, but it's not cold. And we just keep doing that. That's how I like using the wet saunas or steam rooms.
Yeah. Contrast baths.
Contrast. Yeah. And then, so again, the next one would be like a submersible contrast.
Right.
You could use a hot tub or in a cold shower, or you could purposely use hot and cold as well. That would probably be my way to go. I mean, if I were to choose and I were to spend money on something, I would probably go IR sauna, cool shower, or IR sauna, backyard pool for my contrast. That's kind of what because I'm looking at something more along the lines of, if I just have a cold bath, I'm not going to want to get in there very often. probably, even though it's good for me. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying like your backyard pool is cool, right?
Right.
Jump in it or shower.
Right. Yeah. That's
Because
good.
we just need a contrast. That's what we're looking for. We're trying to create an adaptation, or I'm sorry, a physical and a nervous system response from that contrasting temperature.
And what is the goal of that? Are we just increasing blood flow to those regions that are hot and cold, hot and cold?
Essentially, that's what happens, right? You put an ice pack on your arm for a minute or two, you pull it away, your skin's red. Why is your skin red? Because your body is interpreting that as like a foreign invader. What does it do? It sends blood to that area to warm it or to, and that's how we take an injury. Like let's say you have a twisted ankle, you stick it in cold water, that ankle already might be swollen up. So it's not getting a lot of blood flow because of the swelling. But if we put that foot, for example, that sprained ankle into a bucket of ice water for a couple minutes, it pulls even more blood to that area that the body then naturally has to cycle out.
Right.
You get an expedited, potentially theoretical expedited recovery response safely.
Yeah, one of the old protocols I used to do, kind of an old school protocol, was when you had a sprained ankle, was ice bath for 5 minutes, just ankle, a little bit over ankle high, like low shin high, like foot in a bucket. And then you did 5 minutes on a bicycle, like stationary bike.
Yeah, slow, nice and easy, right?
Nice and easy, and then you just go back and forth.
Your contrast, right? Increased blood flow through minimal activity and a temperature change.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that was like that was an ankle sprain on Wednesday, game time on Friday.
Yeah, so here's a little nugget, just so for mindset, right? When you go to Buds, I know Stu, I talked about this before, and this will just take a second, but you do your RUDS PTR in first phase, and they send you in the surf. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep. Send my butt to the surf for 10 minutes, man. Cool me down, contrast me, recovery. Like, yeah, it's cold and you're going to sit there and shiver. Tell the Buds instructors thank you. They just helped you out. They did.
Now I have another.
Yeah, thank you. Like, maybe keep that one to yourself. But just that's your mindset. It's like, yep, this is good for me.
Yeah, you really do have to reframe that one. I think probably the healthiest thing mentally to do is when you are cold and wet is just say, well, at least I'm not hot and swelling. Right.
For sure. That is true.
help you with your inflammation.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go into another genre, I guess, here. And this is things that you're going to have to outsource.
Got it.
To help you with your recovery. So we're talking, getting professionals to do body work, chiropractor, massage type activities, acupuncture. I don't know if dry needling is really considered a recovery thing.
Well,
so we're like, you're already injured, so trying to help you recover from an injury.
You're right.
I don't think you need that dry needle just because. Yeah.
No, that's like dry needling. Again, forgive the vernacular. I'm not a PT. I've had dry needling. I understand the concept behind it, and it's when you have a spasm somewhere that is beyond what stim or certain things can get into and treat, right? That needle, they're long acupuncture needles, right? 4 to 6 inches sometimes, right? They drive that into that knot, and you can even put stim directly into that knot, or you can sew machine it a little bit or leave it. Each one's a little bit different. I'm not much of a responder. I did not respond well to it. I'm putting this mildly. It was in my neck. It was high in my neck, and that's a little bit of slippery slope. And the person that was doing it was kind of a beginner. I thought, oh yeah, I can handle needles. Go ahead and do it, man. It shut for 2 days. Couldn't turn my head. Couldn't turn. Now, and don't be afraid, folks. A lot of people have really good things about dry needling, as do I. I just haven't experienced it that much.
Yeah. I have not done dry needling or acupuncture.
That's the one thing I haven't done out of everything that we're talking about is acupuncture. And it's not because I think it could be extremely useful. You just don't know, unfortunately, until you try it, I believe. And probably a lot of times you don't know until you try it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that is true. How about any other things you can think of?
So float tanks. Sensory deprivation, the float tanks.
Those aren't typically in people's houses. Once again, you got to outsource that.
No, I was putting one in my house until I was, deciding I was going to move and stop putting upgrades in the house. But I think for the money, if you're going to outsource anything outside of maybe massage is right up there too, or something it's like you couldn't have spent your money better. that's what I think about float tanks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm willing. Well, two things I'm willing to put in my house, which I will at some point in the very near future. I'm putting a float tank in and an IR sauna, a large IR sauna. I think that and it's going to be next to a cold shower. Everything will be. And so, or just a shower, right? So I can run some cool water. But I think that folks, that is certainly worth your time and money to try for sure. And so yeah, acupuncture. We had mentioned massage. Massage is kind of one of those no does.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. But here's the disclaimer on massage. I know as athletes, we like that deep tissue. Understand you're going to the massage therapist to recover from muscle trauma and tendon. So I suggest you not do that typical deep massage when you're already sore. You're going to further damage the muscle, right?
And it's going to take a few more days to recover. Yeah.
Find a massage therapist post training. Now, if you got like 6 or 7 months in your training pipeline for a specific task, yeah, you can do some deep massage. But like for me at Buds, every Saturday I'd get up and go have a haircut, or I'd get my massage first in Pacific Beach, one of the massage schools there. And it was as I just tell them, it's like they took one look at me and I said, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." Like, "Oh, that's why your feet are all beat up," kind of thing. And so I said, and that's where I learned it from them, the massage therapists there, the teachers. They said, "We don't want to be super aggressive with you. We just want to circulate blood. So if you're at Buds or you're really, really sore, deep in your training pipeline, and you go to your massage therapist, go, hey, listen, I just want you to increase blood flow. I don't want it to be painful. I don't want to save the painful massage of the deep tissues when you know that you need it. Like you just have taken some time off and you're sore as hell, or you're sore as hell. You get your massage and then you take a day or two off on the backside."
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I think we should just end this one the way we started it, right? With the big three, right? Yeah. Food, sleep, water, right? Yeah. And, if you want to throw in some other natural elements, ice, heat, of course, your electrolytes and all that food, protein, amino acids.
Yeah, Stu said it already, guys. Get a low impact device, a bike, an elliptic glider, go for a walk, tread water.
Yeah.
Bump that right in there with this, guys. That's a big one. Because so many of you probably the gyms that you train at probably has a pool. Some of you do. Yep. So it doesn't even mean go swim laps. Get done with your workout. Go have a cool shower, right? Yeah. A little contrast. Get in the pool and just tread water for 10, 15 minutes, right? Don't even think about it.
Yeah. It's a good skill you need to practice anyway.
Win-win.
Run in place. You know what I've been doing lately is holding my breath, so I kind of float a little bit, running in place in the deep end.
Yeah.
And then I come up for a breath like every 10th stride. So it's almost like a little hypoxic running in the water.
Yeah, for sure.
But I get full range of motion on my hips like I'm running. I got my arm swings going like I'm running. It looks, it is.
If you're a sinker like me,
heavenly.
Get one of those big fat blue foam belts they have like in every pool for the geriatric aerobics that I'll be doing when I'm 80.
Yes.
You bet your ass I'm going to be like 80 years old and old, covered with tattoos, going into like the 6:30 morning water aerobics class. You bet.
And yoga.
And yoga, yep, and pickleball and racquetball, everything old people play. As somebody doing. So it's brilliant. So we what we're trying to do recovery, guys. If you look at the trend, what's going on? Increase blood flow through minimal physical activity with maximal possible results, given the state of stress you're in.
Yep.
Now, and that's like Stu and I are half fish. So we keep saying like, get in the water, because water, if you are comfortable in the water, you will elicit what is called the amphibian reflex. Your body goes,
yeah.
Gravity is not pushing down on you, right? And that's like the whole frogman mentality, right? When in doubt, get your ass in the water. Go. Get in the water. Swim. Go. And it's a good place to be. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a general post-workout discussion. I'll put all of this, a big laundry list of stuff in the description below. And then what we'll do for the next couple of post-workout injury prevention, part 5, part 6, part 7, is we'll really get into some of the science and the protocols of all that we just discussed, especially, what does massaging do to your body? What does, compression
how does a
pants,
compression garment work? Like,
yeah,
how does
that
it really
help
work
you?
and how can you tell? Yeah.
And we'll discuss that end of it. So right now we're just telling you, trust us. This is good stuff. Try it out.
Yeah. And
right?
you now have a kind of a bit of the same laundry list that Stu and I are working off of to, again, you all, before we do these things, do a little bit of research yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. And keep learning too, because there are new things that pop up every day. When I went through Buds, there was no such thing as a foam roller.
Right.
The closest we had to that was massage, deep tissue massage. So I always call the foam roller is basically the poor man's masseuse. If you want to look at it that way.
Exactly. Yeah. Lacrosse balls, tennis balls, whatever it may be. Yeah, for sure.
So there you go. So, hey, real quick, still got open slots for the, resiliency seminar coming up on August 27 and 28.
Correct.
With Mitch Aguiar and Jeff and myself and Kyle Maynard and Steve Smith, John Sullivan, with speakers out there that are coming in from out of town to discuss the entire process of basically working the body, working the mind, mentally tough, resiliency, mindset, all of that stuff that people are looking at, like trying to just get a little bit better. If you can increase your knowledge on those topics by 2 to 3%, I mean, you're unbelievable of what the next level is. It can get you to that next level. So like I saw a post today on your post that said, you will be better than you were August 26th.
Yes.
I do this program, something like that. And he's a great, he's a good guy. He's a veteran guy that,
I know who made that post. Yeah, for sure. So, and again, the final thing is keeping fingers crossed. Today, I submitted the application to the NSCA, the governing body of all strength conditioning, to accredit this course with continuing education units. We'll find out here if they approve it. I've never not been approved for them for any of the courses that I've ran. But again, that's the way we want to continue to give you guys value, because it's legitimate, right? This didn't come up on a napkin on a Delta Airlines lounge.
We've actually been thinking about this for over a year, and Jeff said, "You know what?
Screw it.
I'm tired of talking about it. Let's do it." He did it. I was like, "Damn, you turned around in 6 weeks. All right, let's do it.
We'll do it."
All right.
Awesome, Stu. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.